having in the studios today. Welcome to Emotional Intelligence Program,
Thank you very
Father.
much.
Thank you very much.
Father Boniface Mwika, Parish Priest Matero, and the liturgical manager. And I'm glad to be here.
Thank you, Father.
I'm Godfrey Mwale from Holy Family Parish, Linda, coordinator missionary Holy Childhood.
All right. So if we go to our Catholic Church, as we begin the year, or before we begin the Advent season, we get to see, the first thing that we'll see, especially the first Sunday of Advent, is the family tree of Jesus. Then we also see the Advent candles. So to start with, Father Boniface, what does a family tree really mean?
This is the genealogy in which all of us come from, we belong to. We are not individuals, we are just dropped from the heavens, but we belong to a particular pattern of our families. And even Jesus Christ himself, he comes from a particular family tree or genealogy. When we look into the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 1, verses 1 to 17, it gives us the names in that family tree where Jesus Christ belongs. Yes, basically that.
All right, thank you so much. So we all come from a family tree. We all come from somewhere. Why is it important for a person to understand the background of the family, Mr. Godfrey Mwale?
Yeah, so like Father has alluded earlier on to, it is a family that represents our heritage, our inherent abilities, our inherent habits, if you may use them like that. So a family tree represents a map of general emotional patterns that pertain to dynamics and how Father Boniface will react to certain things today, how I will react to certain things today, and how you react to certain things today. So it is important that we understand where we are coming from, our genealogy. Like Jesus, we hear there were about 4 women. That is in that genealogy where what Father has given us from Matthew chapter 1, verses 1 to 17. We hear of Tamar, Ruth, and the other woman who gave birth, and Mary, of course, on top there. So it is important that we understand our background, and then we be able to know ourselves where we are today.
Okay, so it's important that we understand our background. So I was given a name, and that name, I think, I don't even use it, and I don't love to mention that name. Then at some point in my life, I felt like, okay, there is this name that I need to change. But since it's my name that I was given and inherited, there is nothing that I could do and change it. Father, how does our family history influence the way we think, feel, and behave?
You see, even before we go that far, what you are representing of what they were and what they will be in the future. Okay, so there is a connection in the anthropology of African philosophy or theology. We understand that life resides in the blood and also in the name, in the Ntu. Okay, if you understand very well our language, African language, in everything at the end of the word there is Ntu. So in the Ntu, the being. Okay, so what you are is a representation of what they were. So you are carrying with you, okay, their genes, and you need to be very careful now. Okay, you need to go back in your history. The question is, how far can you go back in your history? How many generations do you know, for example? Okay, so maybe some of us who only know the father and the mother to our fathers or mothers, the grandparents. So you don't even know the names of your great grandparents, for example. Okay, where they're coming from, or to go back in maybe in the even in the fourth generation, you have no idea. So, but remember that that's where you are coming, that's where your roots are, and it is running through them into you. You have inherited that. So how now are you going to understand who you are now, to understand the behavior or what you are going through, if at all you don't understand your history?
Okay.
That's where now the challenge is.
Could it be that we do not understand our history because of, like, we have no one? There is, nowadays, if we look at the families where we are coming from, like you've mentioned, to say, we just go as far as knowing our grandparents. Then some people do not even know their grandparents because they are told to say, because of Nibamfuiti. So could it be that we do not really want to get deeper because of we are scared of the unknown?
You see, my dear, even if it is you are told that Mfiti, but that is your family. You have every right to know. So whether you belong in a family tree of thieves, that is your family. If you belong in a family of prostitutes, that's your family. If you belong to a family of Mfiti, okay, or of Anyao, that is your family. that is your family tree where you belong to. Okay, there is no an ideal family here on earth. There is no perfect family. Even when you look into the genealogy of Jesus Christ, there are prostitutes there in that family. There are adulterers, there are murderers, okay, there are liars, deceivers. Okay, but this is where Jesus Christ is coming from. Okay, that does not make you less important in the eyes of God. He has the power also to make you better. To make you the other. Okay, so the major problem is that many of us as parents, we have not allowed our children, have not been allowing children to visit, especially those to visit our grandparents in villages. By so doing, we are cutting their history, and the child is lost. Okay, once you cut them from their history background, then they are lost. Who are they now? Because how are they going to identify themselves with who?
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Godfrey Mwale, is making of WhatsApp groups, can it be able to bring us together so that the family tree is complete? The issue of creating family WhatsApp group.
Yes, to an extent, and no, because at some point, you know how social media is, maybe a go-go, like Father has already put it, a go-go, maybe they are what we call now, born before computers, they are BBC. So we find that maybe a go-go will not be able, we may have a go-go today who are maybe in the late 90s, 80s, but for them to really grasp this communication folder that we may put across, it will be difficult for them. But again, it will be interesting because in a way that with distances, maybe Kumpolo Koso, Kumansa, I don't know where Father is coming from. So he's able to speak to his grandfather, grandmother, maybe via video call today and now. And maybe even the grandfather would say, Fukama, Fukama, so even that would foster, I said yes and no, because at some point, if we maybe misuse the same social media, this is where now we'll find ourselves with cybercrime and the like. But at the end of the day, understanding this family will enable one to really connect with inherent emotions, inherent behaviors, patterns that we are maybe struggling today with in our today endeavors as we meet our maybe our loved ones, our friends, and interact.
Okay. So, Father, some families have gone through painful experiences such that they fail to make sure that the generation gets to pass on from one generation to another. Maybe, let's say, maybe I lose my parents, then the relatives that remain, they decide to sell my property. So instead of me communicating with them, because of I get to remember the painful situations, how can families heal from painful experience passed from one generation to another?
Through acceptance, that's the first thing, through acceptance of what happened. Secondly, there is this behavior in some of our parents where if they have quarreled at that level as brothers and sisters, many parents end up involving even their kids. So they transfer the hatred that they have as siblings to their children. And so they end up hating each other. And even as much as these children want to visit their family, they are going to obey their parents that, no, don't go there. And so your children, your kids, they will be at loggerheads without even understanding why they are at loggerheads. Then what happens if today you are no more? If today, God forbid, you die, what happens to your kids, to these children that have remained? Are you telling me that they are going to unite? Not at all. And they end up now accusing each other. No, whatever and whatever. Now, then that conflict or confusion will continue, and it becomes so difficult now to heal from there. So acceptance, that's the first thing. Secondly, parents should avoid by all cost bringing in their issues or transferring their issues to their children. They should try by all means to avoid that. Even those who have divorced, okay, those who have divorced, many times they find that they even stop the children from visiting the other parent. Because perhaps that man or then is married to the other side, then all this confusion. So parents should try by means to avoid bringing their kids into their problems. Okay, that will help.
All right.
I think so, yeah.
All right, thank you, Father. So some people would tell you, especially during festive seasons or as the year begins, we get to see different families meeting together. Then it's because family where they are well-to-do, and so they decide to invite only those people that are doing well, or they invite everyone, but then the people that are not doing well, when they go there, they are treated as if maybe they are outcasts, they are not important. Second class, yes. They are treated as second class, and maybe it's because of them, they are not able to bring any dish. In such a way, how can we build a strong family tree?
Yeah, I think for me, I would concur with what Father said. Acceptance, first of all. You accept who you are, where you are coming from. Of course, we have faults in the families. We have, like Father has already put it, we have Mbara Tirinas or Mabanja to Maole Tirina. But I think there should be that one family member, that one figure, whether you are Ama, you are uncle, to maybe to help sit us down and then maybe tell stories of how maybe Agogo Victoria lived her life, how Agogo Boniface lived his life. So in that way, if we tell our tales or our stories, that is our generation and a genealogy, maybe history, we'll be able to come to terms with what we are going through at the moment. And like Father also said, we should also avoid maybe making camps to say, because me, I hate Wamvula, then I also maybe employ others to hate Wamvula for no reasons. So I think for me, I would maybe look at it to say it would be of very importance that these families come together, like maybe not only Filinos, I think those are the ones that bring us closer and closer in the African setup now, but even in the birthdays, Father just celebrated his birthday last year, the last day of last year. We hope that the family would come together, and then maybe even if my Watatepowawa, that will work with your Boniface and to behave in those years. Of course, some would be maybe he's our reverend priest now. Maybe some traits and you'll be even surprised, oh, maybe this is why at that time Father acted this, the way he acted. So with that, I think for me to help us build together, and then we'll move like that.
Okay. Some of us, we just see people posting them on the WhatsApp, and we are able to say, oh, so today it's their birthday. So, what lesson can we learn from our family history in order for us to build a better future?
You see, we need to, children should have an interest in their history. They should be inquisitive on wanting to know more, okay, what is really happening. For example, you need to ask yourself, this name that I've been given, who was he? Okay, what was he doing? What was his behavior? So that you may understand the past, you may understand your present, and possibly to have the future with you. So, oh, I think my future will be like this. You'll be able to understand. If he or she is late, the name that you needed, you need to understand, okay, what transpired, okay, what surrounded their death. For example, if a doctor, maybe they died in the road accident, you're like, oh, perhaps that's why I've been involved in so many road accidents in my life. So you'll be able to understand where you're coming from.
Father, sorry to cut you short. Is it possible to change your name, especially when you find out to say, I think I'm living the way I'm living because of my name?
Yeah, it is possible. It is possible. I have my sister, cousin. If she's watching, she's going to beat me. Angela. She was named after the older sister to Mom. And as she was growing, she was becoming so arrogant and so noisy. Ndota full behavior. Okay, we could see the trends that our little sister is being oriented to this name that she was given after. And then we took it upon ourselves and said, hey, now we are changing you. You are no longer the Angela. Okay, you are no longer the Angela of that woman. We are now the Angela of God, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Okay. And from that very moment, her behavior changed. Okay, now we changed the intention. Okay, so the intention why you are given this particular name was from that person. So now you are maintaining the same name, but changing the intention. For example, masauso, mavuto, malilo mvula. Okay, so now you're like, okay, but why mavuto mvula? Okay, penaweza upita mavuto wa mvula. Nikamwana mavuto. So okay, maybe masauso, okay, masauso ya bwanje, okay. Okay, tiliza kubadiza mene zina, but maybe masauso ambuye Yesu. Now you change the meaning from family kuja now. So it is very possible to change, okay, the intention on that particular name, because you don't know what transpired before you were born. For example, in the book of First Kings, chapter 17, we discover the issue of Jezebel, also Naboth and Ahab. Jezebel was the wife of Ahab. Naboth at the vineyard, to which the king was so interested in that vineyard, but Naboth refused. He said, I cannot give. And then eventually Jezebel, the wife, said, I'm going to get this land for you. And she did all her dramas, Mabozalemba, until Naboth was killed. Okay. But that no shari mwakabamo. Okay. And then when Ahab was very happy to go and grab the land, the vineyard, and then God sent the prophet, and the message was, you have killed, and you want also to grab the land, the vineyard. But you know for sure that the husband had no idea what the wife was planning, and how that he wanted to kill Naboth. He had no idea, but the mlandu wabwela, even the husband. Not only that, the sentence goes to the wife, the children, and their grandchildren. Okay, no shalimo asangwamo akabamo. Okay, so even perhaps the generation later, the zikulu, the grandchildren were like, nanga kwa chani. Okay, when their parents were no more, tunala kwa chani, but not knowing that actually their parents they did something, and it has affected. And so we need to have an interest also to check, okay, what happened in my family, okay, why this? There was a lady, there was a lady who was complaining that Sakwatiriwa, I think by the name of Kango. She went to complain to the aunt. Nanga bwanji bamumya banga bamfwaya in filapwa bamfwaya filapwa. Teo kangwa iwati ne kangwa wakangwa ifoni fine futa tupwa mulupwa muno wakangwa. Then he said, but who was this Kangwa then? So you need to have an interest to know then who was this Kangwa? What did she do? Okay. What did he do? Okay. What was there any covenant made for this particular person? Why when I boys as in? Yeah.
Thank you so much, Father. What message can you give to our dear viewers who are struggling from the family background?
Yeah, I think they need to look up to God. Like in Colossians chapter 3, verses 13 to 14, we are told that we bear with one another and forgive one another. And over these virtues, put on love, which binds them all together in perfect unity. So at some point, like Father has alluded earlier on to, we need to stand up and then look back and see where is this maybe Mwale name coming from, this Mvula name coming from, or how were the behaviors and the like. Believe you me, I would have loved to share, but this is personal, and I know my uncle could be watching, or if at all he watches, I think I'm the opposite of him today. Because I happened, at some point, I stopped and then I looked at, oh, Godfrey Mwale. So this is the behavior of Godfrey Mwale. I think for me, I'll be a different Godfrey Mwale. And I thank God because I stood and on his word, of course, with the priests around our family will go to maybe council, and then you are given the line of prayer and the like. So really, there's need to say, if there's that struggle, even the names, like we have already discussed, the names Mavuto, Mariro, Mapenzi, we need to look at them critically to say, okay, what does this name really mean? Okay, they are going through this, like I have a cousin, Dakarira, and she's born after 5 miscarriages of my auntie. Dakarira means that you are still mourning, and she's still there today. God for may so rest in peace. She lost the young brother. She's remained alone in the family. So meaning that she's still crying, she's still mourning. So for me, I would encourage someone out there struggling with these emotions, with these maybe names, with these maybe patterns in family, to look up to God. Maybe to learn to, we have Father Boniface with us here, to learn to a priest near you, a man of God near you, and then seek counsel. Prayer, you really come through, and then God will see you through.
Okay. So, Father Boniface, we have people that have stayed with Chakomtima for a very long time, almost a year, because there are people in our family tree, in our families, we even know to say Abasiba Kambabweno. So for them, maybe they didn't even mean it, then they don't even know to say. At some point, their words had hurt somebody. But then, me, I'm the person who know to say, the reason why I don't attend family events, family functions, it's because every time I think of the words that I was told. And therefore, I feel to say, if I attend, obviously, apabazani uzilako mawedzi yenangu. But them, they are okay, because they don't even know to say what they said had hurt you. So kindly connect it with how does it help faith in restoring broken families' connection.
Okay. Forgiveness is not a one-day thing. Anyway, it takes time to forgive. It takes time to move from brokenness, and more especially if you are hurt, and perhaps you may be waiting that the person who hurt you may come and say, I'm sorry. Maybe they are too proud. They will never come and say, I'm sorry. So what do you do? Okay. When we forgive, we do it for ourselves, not for the other person. We treasure our peace, we treasure our health more than the person who hurt us. So you end up forgiving the other person because you deserve it more. You deserve that peace, okay, with you. You want to be well again. If you are expecting that perhaps your family members are going to come and say they are sorry, perhaps they will never come. And more especially if they don't even know that you heard what they said behind your back. They will never do that. And it will even be more painful. They'll come to you, they'll be laughing with you, cheer you up, and they don't know that you know. Okay. It takes faith, and strong faith, to let go of that which happened, to let go of the pain that was caused. It is a damage that we need to accept in our individual lives. When we look into the Holy Scriptures, even the Gospel of John 19, the issue of Jesus, Thomas, okay, he was not afraid to show the print of the nails. He said, come and see. Okay, they are here. Okay, so the marks will always be there. Okay, but it was no longer paining. That's why I was like, bring your hand, put it there. Put your hand on my side and see. Okay. We should not be afraid to say, look, yes, you caused this much pain in my life, but I've forgiven you. It is no longer paining me. Yes, the print, the damage will still remain, the mark will still remain. Chibanga. Okay, chibala, chala, it will be there, but it will no longer pains. You look at it, ichibanga ichi chinabwira mwakuti chakuti na mwakuti jana chileta, but it is no longer paining. Okay, unamukululukira ujamzaku, but that print will still remain, which requires your faith and a strong faith, for that matter, to let go, because it is not easy. It is never easy just to forgive someone. Said, no, you have not yet forgiven. Until you look at that print and it is no longer paining you, then you have indeed forgiven that particular person. And faith comes with prayer also. Okay, to pray about it. You share with your God how it is paining you. Okay, you share with him more. Okay, so you put it into prayer that God may heal.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And that brings us to the end of the program. So before we end, just one last words to our dear viewers. So we'll start with Father Boniface.
My dear friends in Christ, may we live in this world knowing very well that there is no perfect family. There is no an ideal family. All of us, we come from different families with mixed feelings, with mixed things and different characteristics, which you need to accept the family where you're coming from. Secondly, try to look back into your history and understand. Don't be ashamed, okay, to look into your past, your history, and embrace it. So this is where I'm coming from. Understand it and put your past into prayer. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, so put your past into prayer. Okay, submit your past into prayer, what they were. Okay, and put your present also into your future. You may ask God to heal the roots where you're coming from. Perhaps some of the roots where you're coming from, they are rotten. Okay, perhaps the branches of our family trees, they are rotten. So you can equally pray to your God that, oh God, please heal my roots. Chirisani mijuka meni chokela. Mijuzanga mbiye mulongo naona uti sisiri bwino. In my family there is this. There is also premature death, there is miscarriages or what. So ambiye mulongo, can you please heal my family tree, heal my roots? I don't know what is happening. No one is ready to explain. So ambiye mulongo, can you kindly heal my roots? Or ambiye mulongo, kuli vuto ya meni na peza mbanja. Vana vanga, vacho senkoni. can you please, God, cut the branch from this, so that my children may not be affected with this change that I've seen in my life. That's that.
All right, thank you so much, Father. Mr. Godfrey Mwale, your last word.
So my message to someone there struggling with emotional, maybe hate, emotional setback, is a message of hope. When you read Psalm 34, verses 18, God is near to the brokenhearted and saves those whose spirit is crushed. So you need to be hopeful. No suffering is wasted. We say you pain and you gain. So it's through paining that you gain. Remember, Jesus suffered, and where he is now is at the right hand of God, interceding for you and for me. So seek also professional counseling if need be, so that you need to be listened to, and then you need to be maybe helped with the therapy, and then you really come through, and you stand on head high. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. So indeed, you followed the instructions. So I said your last word as we end the program. Thank you so much, Father Boniface Mwika, for being part of the discussion. And thank you so much, Mr. Godfrey Mwale, for being part of the discussion.
My pleasure, thank you.
Well, dear viewers, this is where we need to end our program. So remember that there is no perfect family. Each and every family tree have got branches that have fallen off. So what we need to do is let's find out more about our family, and let's not keep grudges for our family tree, but let's find a way of finding solutions. My name's Victoire Chilofia. Until we meet again, have a blessed day.
Thank you.